Yeah, definitely. So Bart Ehrman, if you haven't heard of him, he's a scholar who is quite famous in the agnostic or atheist realm as being a textual criticist, where he criticizes or maybe looks at the New Testament uh, script itself or manuscripts with a more critical eye than most people, maybe even too far, as
Yeah.
some people would suggest. And so he'll say like, oh, you can't trust the Bible because there's 2,000 errors in the gospel accounts, or there's 100,000 errors in the book of Romans, and you're like, huh, that's interesting because there's only like 8,000 words in the entire book. So how does the math add up there? I don't know. So he'll make these big bold claims, or say that like just one gospel writer contradicts another gospel writer, and because of that, we can't trust it. They made it all up, and therefore you shouldn't be a Christian because this is just not a reliable book that you should believe in. And so that's interesting. However, like what you said, the issue ultimately with anything, and now he brings up fair intellectual reasons. Now, we certainly don't have time to address every single point and all the different errors or quote unquote errors that he brings up, or quote
Right.
unquote contradictions. But nevertheless, his reasoning for becoming a non-believer, his anti-testimony, if you will, was not because of any intellectual reasons. It was actually because he just he didn't prefer Christianity's stance on evil and pain and suffering and hell. He just doesn't like it. And so because he doesn't like it, it has therefore now led him to have, convictions more or less that, uphold these objections to Christianity on an intellectual level. So in other words, his heart had already made up its mind, and now his intellectual mind is just trying to reinforce what his heart already wants to believe.